All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this evening. We are here this evening with Miss Colleen Blake. Some of you may know her as Colleen Lacy. She is the owner of Annie's Gentle Home Care in Pompano Beach. We like to welcome Colleen to the show here this evening, the Adams Brothers Podcast. Hello, Colleen, and thank you for taking the time out to stop by the Adams Brothers Podcast.
Hi, how are you doing?
We're doing well. I'm doing well myself.
Good.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. So why don't we just go right on into our first question? Just go ahead and tell us about Annie's General Home Care and where. Tell us about it and where it's located at, and to give us all the good information.
Okay, Eddie's Gentle Home Care is located in Pompano Beach. We are a home care service that we try to keep our elderly clients in their own home where they're safe and comfortable at. Sometimes, we go in and make sure that we do prevent falls. That means we move anything out of the way that could provide them to fall, or we check their showers to make sure they need shower racks or whatever in their shower. We do light housekeeping. We do meal prep. And we also do transportation, like if they need to get to the doctor or something. We don't mind running errands for them. And we also try to do whatever we can to make them feel comfortable and safe in their own home. And we also provide another service on the side, which is called nanny care, which if like you want a night out on the town, we go in and we can take care of your babies for you. But we mostly try to focus a lot on the elderly, because some reason that's my passion. And when it comes time to taking care of the elderly, I think it's just so important to try to keep them in their home as long as they can, where they feel safe and comfortable at.
Okay.
And that's basically a lot of the stuff that we do. Well, we go in and we also do companion care, where we try to go in and we send somebody in just to sit and talk with them, keep them company. We also provide service from 5 hours to 24-hour care. So we can go in and also do round-the-clock care to your clients. And most of our clients, their family members are not located in Florida. They're usually out of state. So we go in and how we communicate with the family is I keep a daily report on what the home care aides are doing, and I can report that back to the family if we see any kind of change in them, or if we see where they're like getting depressed. And with the COVID, we found a lot of that because you couldn't take them out as much as we used to because of the virus. So we keep a totally record on exactly how they're eating. We go in if the doctors say they're on a no sodium diet or they're diabetics or whatever kind of diet they're on, we're capable of preparing a meal to suit their diet. And we try hard to let the family know we don't want to do frozen foods because we find that that's not really the healthiest way to go. So we try to prepare home cooked meals like 3 times a day for them.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, do health insurance cover some of these costs, or it does? Do you take health insurance?
Yes, some of the people, they do have long-term care. And what I go in and do, we take their long-term care, and the client pays first. And what we do, we file their paperwork, and then they get their money back that way, but they pay us up front. And then we do all the paperwork. If they're not able, because like I said, a lot of the families are not here. So we do the paperwork for them, file it to their insurance, and make sure they get their refund back.
Okay. And I also heard you mention nanny care, that you go in and you take care of the kids if they want to go out and turn up a little bit on the town, and
if you need a night out
sit
on
with
the town,
the kids and all of that.
Yeah, if you need a night out on the town, we can send a licensed HAA, which is a home care aide, in to take care of your babies for you while you go out on a night on the town.
All right.
Yeah.
And
so we are like I say it like this, and we're all around service.
Right.
We can go in and step in and just like we tell them, if your family is there and we taking care of your loved one, just act like, you know, we're not here, because we're going to take care of your family. And what I don't like for the aides to sit them in front of a television. That is not what we do. We don't do that. We like to do puzzles, crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles. We like to do things to interact, to keep their brain busy, because once the brain shuts down, that's by sitting in a chair, you know, that's how Alzheimer's and dementia sets in.
Right. Now, is there an hourly fee, or is there an hourly rate, or is there just a flat fee for your service?
No, it's an hourly rate. We charge by the hour. If it's short-term care, if you asking me to come in and we're doing 5 hours, so if you're doing 5 hours, the price is more. The longer the care is, the cheaper the price.
Right.
Like I could go in and do like 24-hour care for $15 an hour, because
Right.
it's 24 hours.
Right.
So if you asking me to come in like for 5 hours, yes, it's $25 and up.
Do you have a minimum amount of time that, like, let's say you won't go unless it's at least 3 hours or more?
It has to be 5 hours.
At least 5 hours or more.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're going in for 3 hours, what could you do with the client? You just, you know, not really doing anything. So we like to start out with 5 hours so the home care person can get to know the client. And like I do, I like to sit and do an intake, and I like to know, what did that person do when they was young? What was their hobbies? What did they like? What was their favorite TV shows? And that's how we could work it from there, by getting to know the person when they was young, and then you can kind of figure out what they like now. Because usually if they like old movies when they was young, they like old movies now. And you work around that. So then we'll start studying old actors, you know, so we could talk to them about what they did. And that's how we take care of them. We keep them happy and laughing. And, you know, if aide has having a problem with one, I go in, you know, and try to spruce them up and, you know, just get them on the right track again.
All right. Wayne?
And Colleen, how did you come about starting this business? What drove you to start a business like this?
Well, what drove me was it played a long-term thing, and when I was going through a lot of my health problems, and you guys know, that played a part in it. And then when my mom, she was diagnosed with leukemia, and she had such wonderful aides and nurses. I just felt as though I had to give back. Then came my sister, got sick with the same illness, and she had wonderful aides and nurses. And that's what made me really want to go into the field to give back. And I just love dealing with the elderly. When you sit down, if you really sit down and talk to an elderly person, you will learn a lot of things. They are so knowledgeable. And you just sit there and listen to them, you'll be amazed at the things that they know, and you'll learn.
How many employees do you have working for you, Colleen?
Right now, I have 5.
Okay. Are you accepting any more?
Yes, we are. We are accepting employees, because I do have clients coming in, you know, asking for home care. So yes, we are hiring.
Okay. And how would a person looking to be employed by your business, how would they go by getting in touch with you to get interviewed or fill out an application?
They can call me at 954-253-2728.
And repeat that again one more time.
954-253-2728. And they can reach me from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5.
Okay. Do you also hire, do you do a background check on these people, or do you hire people that's like ex-felons? Because, you know, some of these people, they went and served their time in prison, and they did their time, and then they come back out on the streets and they have a tough time finding a job. Will you hire an ex-felon and give them a job and give them a second chance, or you just stick strictly to your background checks?
They have to hire, I cannot hire you if you haven't had a background check and pass it according to the Florida law. They have to come with a background check, and it has to be a recent background check.
Right.
Because I know people are very skeptical about letting someone in their house, you know, with a criminal background. And I believe in second chances, and I know that's a lot of information that a lot of people would like to know. Do you have a website that people can go on and just look at some of the services that you offer? Because I know people right away that need this service right here that did not know about it, and I know they would definitely want to go on and take a look at your website. I'd like for you to give out that information if you can.
Sure, they can go www.Annie's Gentle Home Care.
www.
Annie's Gentle Home Care.
Annie's Gentle Home Care.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were talking before we started recording, tell us how you came up with the name of Annie's Gentle Home Care. How did you come up with that name?
Well, that name came up from my mom and my sister. They both was named Annie. So it's a legacy after them. And the word gentle came from when my mom was sick, my nephew, he helped take care of her. And he was so gentle with her. And that's how the name came about. Annie's, and that's where the S is from, because my mom and my sister was named Annie. So I named the service after the both of them.
Okay. So, and your services, do you offer services in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County, or are you just strictly limited to Broward County right now?
No, we Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. We all over. We South Florida.
South Florida. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we have clients in Palm Beach County. We have clients in Lake Worth. You know, we go where the need is at.
Right. And if they wanted to find you on social media, where could they find you? On Instagram or Facebook, Twitter?
I have an Instagram and a Facebook page.
And it's under Annie's
Gentle Home Care. My Facebook page is. Yep.
Facebook page. And they will find you under Colleen Blake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they will.
Colleen Blake. Okay. Because I know we were talking about it before we started recording, so I want to make sure that the people know how to find you out on social media, because a lot of people they just use social media. You know, they don't look in the phone book, and you know they use Google, and you know they use all that good up-to-date technology to find you.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I have a lot of clients, a lot of applicants come to me through Facebook also.
Right.
They'll
Absolutely.
see it on Facebook, and they will, you know, send me a text and ask me, am I hiring? I get a lot of that.
Right.
But home care, if you ever did home care, and home care is such a rewarding job. It's like when you come home, yeah, you're exhausted, you're tired, but when you think about it, you go, well, gosh, you know, I made that elderly person day a little happier. And that's what it's all about. When you can just go to work and you can come home and you can say, you know, I left that person in a good mood.
Right.
And that's how you feel when I come home. I have so much to talk about, but I be so tired. But it's a rewarding job. And I don't like to sit behind the desk. I like to get out and help. Right. And sometimes I do overnight care. I will stay overnight with a client if necessary. Right. But it's just a rewarding job. And anybody that's in home care that love it, because you can either love home care or you can hate it. Right. But if you really love it, you just be happy to go to work. And I'm happy when I go. Right. Yeah. It's a good job. It's a good job, and it is also, on the other hand, it can be sad, you know, when you lose a client, but it's a good job. But the next thing that I would love to do, I want to open up a living facility, but I don't want just a plain living facility. I want a living facility, that has a track field where the elderly can get out and walk with their walkers. And I want to have if you got different nationalities, I want to have maybe if I got Italians in there, I want to have an Italian night, or I want to have a Caribbean night. I want to make a living facility a fun thing, not just put a TV on the wall and say, sit here and look at TV. I want a fun place. I want the people, family, when they come see their loved ones, they say, wow, this is really a happy place.
Right.
And that's what I want. I don't want a place where somebody's sitting drooling all day. I want them to get up and let's say, okay, today we're going to go for a ride on the beach. That's what I like. And that's the way I like my clients to be. And that's my next dream, is to open up a living facility.
Right.
Well, don't give up on your dreams, you.
Oh, no, I'm not. But that's what I would love to do. That's my passion right there, to just have a living facility and keep the elderly there happy. That's what I want.
Well, that's good. We definitely didn't know that you had started up your own business, and we like to promote Black business on our podcast. And that's part of what we do, So we're more than happy to help you get your face out there, so people around the Tri-County area, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County, can become familiar with your face and know that you're trustworthy and you're reliable. So
oh yeah, we're very reliable and we're very trustworthy. Very, very trustworthy. I so far have never had a bad review or anything, so we're doing good.
Yeah, and you also have to be able to.
Where can you be reviewed? Where can you look at your reviews? Is it on Google?
On my website.
Okay.
On the website, all the reviews, everything is on my website.
Okay, yeah, because believe me, most of the people I know, they want to know background, and when it comes to Black business people, we have to do everything. We have to make sure everything is in place, because it's already our own people to want to trust us. And that's what I wanted to touch on at the Adams Brothers podcast. Like Daryl was saying, we're focusing on Black business. And I wanted to know, Colleen, what kind of support have you been getting from other Black businesses and from the community where you live at, or from outside of the community? Have you been getting a lot of support from other Blacks?
No.
That's not surprising to hear.
No.
Trust me.
No,
and that's
I don't.
What we don't do. We don't support each other, and we need to support each other. And when we do support a Black, like we were talking about earlier, we don't need to go there asking for a discount, because you don't do that when you go into a white-owned business or a Hispanic-owned business. You don't go in there asking for discounts. So don't come in the Black business, Black-owned business.
The thing that I have with that, they always say, well, I can't afford home health care. And that's true, because a lot of Black people, they do not take out long-term policies. They don't do that. So it is true. So a lot of it is out of pocket. But if they look at, my prices compared to a lot of other home health care prices, my prices are very reasonable, because usually I tell people, shop around. I advise Black people to shop around and see if you can find what somebody would come in and do what my client, my aides do, compared to what somebody else aides do.
Right.
See if you can shop around, because like I say, the reason why my workers, the people that work for me like me, is because I don't sit there and say, you go do. I tell them, we can go do it. I get up and I help them. If they have because we assist the clients with their medication. We say, okay, now it's time for you to take your medication. If they're having a problem with it, they know that they could call me, and I'm coming out to help them assist the client with the medication. So it's not like I'm that person that just sit behind the desk and say, well, that didn't happen. Yeah, things happen. We had one client that throw a chicken at a girl. And she said, the client that threw the chicken at me. I said, yeah, she probably did, because I done had one thrown at me too. But they got dementia. They don't know they did it. 5 minutes later, they don't even know they did it.
Right.
But that's the way it works. And I like to let my people know that I would do the same thing they would do. If you need a day off with a doctor, call me. I'll come work your shift.
Right.
That's the type of person I am.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in your line of work that you come in contact with some of the mentally ill clients that you deal with. Some of your some of your staff, are they trained to deal with the mentally ill patients,
Yes.
clients
Yep.
that you have?
All of them are trained.
Right.
Every worker has to be trained they have to have their license in Alzheimer's. They have to have their license in dementia. They also have to have certificate in meal prep, so that they have to know different diets. So they have to come with all of that to me. They have to have all their certificates in that.
Right.
And they also have to have a proof that they're healthy to work.
Right. Okay.
They have to have that too. So now they have to be COVID tested.
Okay. Yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
going to be one of my next questions too.
Oh yeah. Everybody has to be COVID tested before they can work. So I know that you're safe to go into that person's home.
Yeah, right.
And
Now,
how many times are they tested? Are they tested like your workers? Are they tested like weekly, or is it like how often are they tested? Because I already know someone looking at this is gonna want to know that. Because believe me, people looking at this.
We usually ask for once a month test, and they have to be tested. But before they can even get hired from me, they have to come with that test already done at least.
A recent test already done.
Mm-hmm. And we do ask if you have driving license, because some of the clients' cars you do drive, like to run errands, or they may want to, take them to the doctor. So we do ask that you do have driving license.
Right.
It's kind of hard to hire you if you don't have driving license, because unless you're going to just totally do night work, if you're going to be a night aide, then license is not that important. But if you're looking for like day work, it's important. And if I'm doing 24-hour care, I don't like to put one aide on only at night. I like to reverse it over, because that aide working at night, that means they're out of their home every night. So I kind of like to say, okay, you may do nights this week and days the next week, like that. So that way, two people in that house, they get the feel of what both shifts are like.
And my final question, your rates, are they listed on your website?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when a client may call me, I may vary the rate depending on what they need, because a lot of them don't always need every service that we offer.
Okay.
Some of them say, well, we don't need nobody to cook, or, we have our own housekeeper coming in. And when I say light housekeeping, that don't mean we come in and hang from the chandelier and clean it. Light housekeeping is like going in and making the client bed, wiping over their bathroom, or if you cook, then you have to clean the kitchen. That's what the light housekeeping insists.
Right.
Because some of the people, they take it as a mistake. You're supposed to come in there and vacuum my verticals. No, we don't do that.
Right.
I'm glad you clarified that, because I'm serious. I was kind of under the impression that you were offering a service too that comes in and because I know someone that had that home service, and the person would come there, and the person would, like you do, take them places where they need to go, and they would clean the house from top to bottom.
No, we don't do that. When we say light housekeeping, that was light housekeeping is. I mean, you take the sheets off the bed quite naturally, you're going to wash them. But I mean, You're not coming in there and saying, okay, I want my floor scrubbed and waxed. No, we don't do that. Now, because my thing of it is, if it's around the clock care, if it's a 24-hour care, I always do two people. Because you cannot put one person in 24 hours. You just automatically going to lose your patience with the client. So you need an outlet. You need a break,
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have for you, Colleen. I don't know if Wayne has another question for you, but you pretty much put out some good information there. Absolutely, you did. You
answered all of our questions, and if you got anything else that you want the public to know, by all means, now is your time right now, because we want to see you succeed. You know, we want to see that's what we are here for. That's why one of the reasons why we started our Adams Brothers podcast, not just with politics. We want to focus on Black businesses and crime and every other story that or person will get on here. So anything else you'd like for us to know, now is your time to tell us.
Well, we've been in business since 2017. And I just have to tell you, since I can say home health care. If anybody go into home health care and think that they're going to make $1 million in 1 year, it don't work that way. Home health care is a constantly growing business, because it could break down to where if you're losing clients, say clients are passing away and stuff, and you don't have some kind of client ready to back it up, you can go 2 or 3 months without a client. So if you're going into the business thinking that you're going to make money right away, no. It takes time to grow the business, get your name out there, and get a reputation. And I tell everybody that going in this business, don't do anything to mess up your reputation, because once you do, people no longer trust you.
That's right. And that's why I know our Black businesses definitely have to, you know, you cannot afford, you got to do everything right by the book, because if you people lose confidence in you, they're not going to come back. And all it takes is one disgruntled person. They'll go tell 10 or 11 people to discourage them from even doing business with you. So you have to be top notch. And I
have a client that I have had since the first day I got my state license. I still have that client. We took care of the father. Now we're taking care of the wife. And the father, the husband was my first client that I had right when the state first gave me my license. And that was in 2007. Now we're taking care of the wife. So that's longevity right there with clients. And that client, that family have told another family, that led me into another client that's happened one day out the blue to call me and say, I heard about you from so-and-so. Could you take care of my parents? And that's how it usually goes. And usually clients are word to mouth with me. Yeah. And so, because like I say, once you ruin that reputation, you can forget it. You can just like, shut the door. Absolutely. Shut the door, because you ain't going nowhere. And then even in home health care also, you have to be so careful of who you associate yourself with.
That's right.
Because people go, oh, did you know I saw Colleen out in the bar drunk and she got a home health care business? I think she be focused on them old people, you know, and it goes that way. So you have to be very careful who you associate yourself with.
Right. Well, we'll definitely be recommending you to some people that we know. So look for some phone calls that will be coming your way, and hopefully you make millions and millions of dollars. I know you say don't look to make millions, but you got to think big. Yes. You have to think big, you know. So.
You have to dream big. That's why I'm dreaming of my facility.
Right.
I'm dreaming big.
Absolutely.
Real big. I'm like I tell you, when you guys see it, you're gonna say, wow, they're not sitting here drooling on themselves. They're partying like rock stars here.
Right. Well, we certainly wish you the best going forward. You look amazing. I know what you've been through. You don't look like what you've been through, and neither do I, and neither do Wayne. Yeah. We've all been through something, but we're here, and we're looking good, we're feeling good, and we're trying to do something positive. Yeah, God is good, and we're trying to give back and help our communities and help the people in our community and our counties, you know. So you're doing something good, and we wish you the best moving forward. And anytime you want to come back on the Adams Brothers podcast, just give us a call. You know how to reach us. Just give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And say hello to Trent and the rest of the family. And
you mean Mr. Retirement?
Mr. Retired Trent Lacy, yes. So Miss Colleen Lacy Blake, she's the owner of Annie's Gentle Home Care in Pompano Beach. We want to thank you for coming on the Adams Brothers podcast. And happy Thanksgiving to you, and wish you and your family the very best.
You tell mom and dad I say hi.
We sure will.
No doubt. We'll see them in about 30 minutes.
They'll be looking at it in about a half an hour or so.
They look at all of our podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a good evening, Colleen.
You too. Bye.
Take care.